everyone, my name is David Su. I am the 2025 CFM ATDP Administrative Intern for the Global Program. Today I'm here with Professor Gary Kitajo, who is teaching the practice of law to all of our students and is one of the most respected professors teaching at UC Berkeley. Can you introduce yourself a little bit?
My name is Gary Kitajo. I have been teaching at ATDP and CFM for many years. ATDP altogether, I think 32 years, and CFM for perhaps 15 years under the CFM or its predecessor had some other names, but teaching in the global program for about that long.
And then before you even became a teacher, you were also a practicing lawyer. So what made you decide to stop practicing law and move to educating the future generation of lawyers?
I'm not exactly sure of what the history of that is. I just know that it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I'm very, very happy at having made that choice and that transition.
Yeah. And I just want to go back to when you were a lawyer. So was there ever time during your legal career that changed your perspective of how you thought of like the practice of law?
Yes, I guess some familiarity with employment law made me sensitive to the issues of what an employee might feel. But otherwise, I try to keep the curriculum as broad as possible, teach all of the core subjects that are taught normally in the law school.
Yeah. And then in this course specifically, the practice of law, what do you hope that the students take away from this? After they go back to their home country, what do you hope they...
Well, I hope that they derive a sense of empowerment, that they can, that the law is not this arcane subject that requires 3 or 4 years of full-time training, that they will have the skills after this to research the law, to be able to help themselves if necessary, and to protect their interests and those of their greater communities.
Yeah. And then, did you always knew that you would want to go pursue law, become a lawyer, and then eventually educate about law, or how did you come to law?
I came to law actually when I was about 6, I would say. I was born in an internment camp, and therefore I didn't really have too much communication with the outside world. But when in the very, very early days of television, which we didn't own, we happened to see, when we were guests at somebody else's house, a television drama about somebody who had been wrongly accused of some crime, and I remember that person calling out saying, I want a lawyer, I want a lawyer. And I asked my mother, what is a lawyer? What does that mean? And she tried to explain it as best she could to a 6-year-old, and she said, well, lawyer is somebody who helps people. And so I thought, oh, okay, well, that's a good thing to do. So then I just decided at that point that I wanted to be a lawyer.
Yeah, that's a really great story. As well as, did you ever what's your favorite part about teaching, your story? Because you have a story behind it, about how you came to law. So how do you inspire these future students? Because you already do it in class.
I know that when I practiced law, about maybe I don't know if it's the only thing, but it is one of the few things that I derived. It was a sense of satisfaction and being able to help somebody. And then I was fortunate enough to discover teaching law and have never looked back from that decision. I'm very, very glad that I made that choice.
And then just the last thing, do you have a message that you want to tell to everyone out there, all the future lawyers, all the future educators? Do you have anything that you want to tell them?
Just go out, be of some service to the community. Be there, be present, be yourself, and just try to make the world a little bit better place than you found it.
Well, that's really great. Thank you so much for talking.
Thank